ended up poor.
Yeah.
And I think some sort of, place where you get educated on the business aspect. A lot of people delve into what they love so much. I love to dance. And you go, I love to cook. And in fact, I'm going to use myself as an example. My rice is awesome. So I would cook and I would give and I would give and I would sell for a particular price. And one of my customers was like, this is not the price I'm buying it at this place, but this is 2 times better than this other place that I'm buying it from. Why are you underpricing yourself? I had to sit back and...
So let me help you understand. Now listen, for you to ever succeed in business, you need technical skills and business skills. So you are a good cook, technical skill. It doesn't mean you will succeed in business. You are a fashion designer, you can sew clothes. It doesn't mean you will succeed in fashion business. So you need business partner. So you have the technical skill, and then you get someone that has a business skill, and then you run a restaurant. You are behind the scene, making sure the food is good, all the recipe is good, but the person is the one in charge of the business. You may even be the owner that have 80%, but the person is the one everybody will know that has the 20%. So he's doing the show, you are doing the business. But if you have ego, that they must know me, now me get the business, show me for poster, show me for this, then you are not ready. Because you achieve more when you don't care who gets the credit. But when you want to be the one, think about it. All the musicians we know today that we are shouting that they are making this, do you know they have manager? Do you know the manager? The manager is making more money than them.
Yeah.
Why? Because see, anytime you see anybody's name on Forbes list, they are all poor people. All those people say on Forbes list, billionaire, they are all poor people. The richest people in the world, even Forbes, the entire Forbes family, they don't bond them well to mention the name of the rich person. Because they will call all the Forbes people together and say, sit down, are you all right? From your grandfather Forbes to now, who gave you the authority to mention my name? Who are you to even call my name?
Yes.
But now we are celebrating Forbes because there's what they call hold money. The real rich people, you don't see them on social media. You don't see them posting anything. So when you see all these small boys that have not seen anything now, I bought car, I bought this, they are posting everything and frustrating everybody. Even the house where they borrow, even the house where nobody their own, they are posting. No. Have you seen that going to come to post? I bought this car, I bought that car. No. Because if you have it, you have it. Most of these people that are flaunting it, they have a reason behind what they are doing. Do you know that people are going to, those cars at the airports? I don't know who saw, my car is out there. I'm a pastor in church on Sunday. People will be going near my car. They'll be taking pictures. They'll be doing, I say, wow.
Maybe they want tap from the grave.
What are they tapping? Can you tap to become a pilot? All those are all the nonsense. Can you tap to become a medical doctor? What are you tapping? It's covetousness and greed. You don't work for 35 years, you want tap. You're 26-year-old. Now so that they tap. Most of because look, I told you earlier on, religion is more dangerous than the devil. Listen to me. Ignorance is not a demon. You can't cast it out. And they want a pastor to lay hands on them to become what they are not. I can't lay hands on you. I can't anoint you to become a pilot. So all this anointing for prosperity, anointing for this, you are just anointing as
sorry, real quick.
Yeah.
I don't need to sorry done. Real quick.
Yeah.
When you said something about prayer right now, that can you pray to God to make you a millionaire? What if you actually pray to God to make you a millionaire and he sends someone like Davido to give you like 20 million and you start a business from that? Is that prayer not answered?
Okay, so you see, you have millions.
Yes.
A millionaire is who you are. Millions is what you have.
Hey.
brain will not work. You will waste it, you will give people, you will buy what you don't need, because everything, money will come to your level of internal atmosphere. The more you learn, the more you earn. Your learning capacity determines out of a 3,000 bungee jumping, they now say, well, it's 10,000, remove your parachute. That's how your brain will work. If you are read your Bible. This born again we are talking about. Read it. When the man came to Jesus, we are always thinking, what must I do to inherit eternal life?
Yeah.
Focus on what must you have to become rich to attract riches. You have to become wealthy to attract wealth. So you have to focus on becoming So we should focus on becoming the kind of person that can be trusted with that kind of resources. Because there's kingdom wealth, there's worldly wealth. In the kingdom wealth is not happens to the life of people.
And it's really very, very clear. And, just listening to this conversation, reminiscing on how many years that one must have spent to acquire education and getting to know certain elements that if you put them a very, very important role to play. Dr. Olumide gave us Pastor Olumide gave us the example of the mother that would say, so parents should always pay attention. Elderly people who should know.
They call you a lawyer. They are calling you what they are saying. Next, what are the things? Vision. Where there is a vision, there is a provision. So pro will go for vision. So whatever you find it easy for people to support you, when you ask for it, people are ready to help you. Even when you're there, if you are ready for this, I will do it. Why are they ready to pay for this? One what I want to do, they're not ready. That means there's something there. So those are all the signs. But what are the things that you can give on?
The progress rate is being established by an act which applicable must be executive or executable to respond to the need for an organized approach government aspect. There was a revised objective involving function from GSC. For all GOL assets. This requires that we do auditing on all government assets and provide accurate various marks with monitors We have initiated a process of changing all of our government plates. And this is predicated upon the base used on government licensing plates. In collaboration with the Ministry of Transport, we have initiated that all our plates will be commissioned, and we're trying to change everything. It will take time, but gradually we will get there because the Ministry of Transport can prioritize ministry that develop fleets and need to be correct and
African soldiers, African soldiers to fight for freedom. What is not African soldiers? Because that's thing fighting on. Because that's thing fighting. Shaka Zulu, African soldier. Listen, let's say African food. Show your power, show your power, free your people now. Save your people, save them now. From economic arrest, save your people. From political nonsense, from stubborn attention, African soldiers. My family, African soldiers. I'm not the bellow, African soldiers.
Make a man pull diligent hand. Oh yes, the third day of September. The third day of September, and of course, Education Seju. So we're gonna be doing it like this. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm gonna be here doing what I can do. And together we're gonna make this better. As usual, the Positive Show gave an enabling environment so that you can weigh in on the things that we brought forth and bring to your attention. Some of the things that you have running your chest. We afford you the opportunity as well. On Mondays to Fridays on the Positive Show. A few notes of motivation. Bring out the talking points. Bring in the studio guests to discuss those issues that matters. Liberia is our common denominator. So likewise, you as a Liberian, you may have the opportunity to travel out of here. If you are going to naturalize yourself in America, you'll be called a Liberian American citizen. Depart from you. So all we need to do is to uphold and defend the integrity of our motherland and create a sign of patriotism and nationalism. And we can make our country looking in the interest of our beloved country. Like we always say to folks, when the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? The missteps of our founding fathers have caused us what we are now experiencing and deepening as we go from generation to generation. So until we can develop that mindset, for country and putting aside their self-interest and personal aggrandizement. Those of them who enrich themselves on the expense of the Liberian people. There is a day that a war called Kama will definitely come after you when you feel that you have arrived. So this morning, the flash schedules, the traffic updates, most of the talking points. Thomas Yaya Nemine, former general of Model, have frowned on the establishment of the War Crimes Court in Liberia. The U.S. ambassador spoke lengthily over the anything. People who have caused us serious havoc. We pay them back by electing them to top offices. And again,
Martin Luther King, African soul.
Business as usual or not.
African soul.
Officials of government are taking fast salaries while the masses still complain.
African soldier.
Civil servants are complaining
African soul.
there's no increment in their salaries. But you see officials who spoke before speaking against the increment in official salaries. On the Positive Show this morning, my name is Rufus Divine Conan. Consciously, as a responsible media institution, we always remind you that we have both sides. We discuss the issue as it unfolds, and we create an enabling environment for equal discussion. So what we do not accept here is to allow you rain insult, or what the book people will call invectives. Give onion. You know, if even the man is not performing to your expectations, make sure the title must be spoken of, you know, in a positive direction. You may be angry, but it is what it is. You must call that title. No disrespect to you. We'll take the flash news and the traffic update. Welcome to the program.
From political ideas, from economic. They're calling African soldiers. African soldiers who fought for freedom. Nelson Mandela, African soldiers. Como African soldiers. Some African soldiers.
Welcome back to the program, The Positive Show, right here on Love FM 105.1. If you are driving your way towards town, we'll say good morning. If you are still at home or you're at your office, wherever you So we have two arrivals for today at the Rivers International Airport. We begin with Air Cote d'Ivoire. Air Cote d'Ivoire flight HF759 will depart Abidjan and arrive at the Rivers International Airport at 5:20 this evening. And lastly, for arrivals, the Brussels airline flight SN245 will depart Brussels and arrived at the Let's go for arrivals quickly. Sorry for that. It was an oversight. So arrivals at the Rivers International Airport. Air Cote d'Ivoire HF759 will depart Guinea-Conakry and arrive at the Rivers International Airport at 5:40 this evening, late this afternoon. And Aska evening. And lastly, for arrivals, the Brussels airline SN245 will depart Freetown, Sierra Leone, and arrive at the Rivers International Airport at 7:20 this evening. Departures flight, that's Air Cote d'Ivoire flight HF7 Brussels Airline flight SN245 will depart the Raffles International Airport at 8:40 for Brussels. So that is the flight schedules for today. Arrivals and departures there at the Raffles International Airport. We do maybe traveling, some have family members and friends who will be on these flights, to acquaint them with the happenings there at the Raffles International Airport. So that's very important to us. We do not take it lightly. Let's go for International Airport is one of the areas that you don't experience much of traffic, since the construction of the work on the road is ongoing, and it is fast to completion. We appreciate the government and all those involved in the process of the road construction. Liberians, we want to say to all of us, development comes with pain. Development takes center stage when we all embrace it and work towards it. So the Raffles International Airport Highway is not experienced as much as other areas when it comes to traffic congestion. All those areas, the Tinker Village and so forth, not much traffic congestion because the wideness of the road and the pavedness as well. So when you get around the sports complex, that's the SKD Sports Complex, but before reaching the sports complex entrance, there is a field around there called the Right to Play field. Through a community called the fast approaching behind the that's the Ministry of Health. From the Ministry of Health, you can lead up as far as the Congo Town Back Road intersection. Head on, that means you have covered the portion in the traffic congestion between the SD Cooper Road, the Boulevard Road, use the SD Cooper route while you are leaving from the Raffles International Airport Highway. You pass through the SD Cooper Road, you get to the SD Cooper Junction, head on. You're going to experience the congestion in the traffic that's going to lead as far as the Congo Town Back Road, not the Congo Town Back Road, but the Boulevard Junction. Boulevard Junction going to build you up for the 540 areas. That corridor is always tough when it comes to the congestion of the traffic. Let's take you forward. If you pass that area, you have a little relief in the traffic, but approaching the Zone 3 police station on the Tottenham Boulevard, you're going to experience a buildup of low hitches in the traffic that are going to take you for 20, not 20th Street, but you're still going to experience a low congestion in the traffic that's going to it. If you are driving on 10 kilometer per hour or 20 kilometer per hour, you're going to expand to 30 kilometer per hour, and reaching around the JFK area. As 20th Street, you experience the traffic still leading you as far as the Fresh Street and onward to the Capital Bypass. So if you are going to Central Town, all you need to do when you get around the Foreign Affairs Ministry, build up in your mind, you either use by way of the mansion or you continue the route as far as the Capital Bypass area. Or if you're around the Vamoma area and do not want to experience the toughness in the traffic, sometimes a lot Sinker Bell, and that's going to lead you Capital Bypass junction or intersection there. So Jonathan Road is one of the accessible areas when you use the avenue in Cinco. So it's going to lead you up to Jonathan, and Jonathan going to take you up for the Capital Bypass areas. So for those of you coming from the Bourgeois Island side, I always empathize with you because of the road congestion, the road condition areas as far as the Freeport corridors, LPRC corridors. You're going to experience toughness in the traffic. You're going to experience toughness in the traffic, all due to the bad road condition. So when you are coming and past the Lokentown area and wanting to access Central Town, you may say it's very difficult, it's high, you know, the distance. Use by way of Billyman. Get through Billyman. Billyman going to take you off for the Jamaica Road end. Use by way of Jamaica Road, drive up a little bit around the Simenko area. Simenko going to lead you through Doe Community. Doe Community on that main Bourgeois Island route. So now, if you are going to Painesville and you are in the Bourgeois Island areas, let's say around the Lokentown area, all you need to do just drive for Johnsonville. Johnsonville are going to lead you to Pipeline. Pipeline going to lead you to Man Barkley. You see? And hence on, you are on the Kakata Monrovia highways. Those are all simple areas. And vice versa. Those of you from the Kakata Monrovia highway, you can drive through that same route to go to the Bourgeois Island, to have access to the Bourgeois Island. So those are areas we talk to enlighten you on. For those of you on the Japanese Freeway, and you find it difficult getting access to the Vata areas head on, you are in the right place and in less than the time you should have spent or stuck up in the traffic. So that's the traffic update, the vehicular traffic update. We want to say to our police officers, thanks so kindly, though it may be difficult. Appreciate all of you, most especially you, the patrolmen who find yourself at the various intersections along the routes. We say, may God guide all of us, and God give you the strength to exercise what you've signed up for. All right. So with that being said, let's go for about the issues unfolding in our country. So I never knew that when people who create atrocity, people who kill people, family members, loved ones, can be afraid of justice. Eh? Thomas Yaya Nimle and others, men say a big year. Thomas, I think like the spokesman for all the other men that World Economic Crown Court have pointed out. So Thomas Yaya Nimle, we'll be telling you more about that when we come back. So let's get our commercial commitment to be read by. Too many things happening in this country. Labra, sweet, yeah?
The way things going, it looking like 2024 that so enjoyment. Loser said MTN Jack gave it, yeah. The people can't get tired. Momo Wednesday was that La Pro. Biggest giveaway is back. And this time they reward 2 plated gel and ring. I said, just to my nearest, let me tell you all the prizes you can win. Keke, motor power wheeling, helmet, everything, brand new smartphone, smart TV, generator, bags of rice, and a lot. 156 hash and use your Momo to buy airtime and data, send money to friends and family people, pay your bills, pay for small thing like gas, food stuff, or any other thing. Then you will get points. With your points, you can enter the weekly draw and also use it to get data or calls. That's what everybody can win. No pick and choose, yeah?
Yes, Momo Western WhatsApp show is back. Dial *156 hash to transact and earn points on every Momo transaction and redeem them for airtime, data, or cash. Each transaction enters you into the weekly draw for amazing prizes where you can win keke,
MTN.
What is better than free? Money when you are sending money to friends and family at any agent point. So join over 1.2 million Liberians doing the transaction on the most trusted, reliable, and #1 mobile money service provider in Liberia, MTN Mobile Money. Dial *156 hash and start transacting today with MTN Mobile Money. Mobile Money, that baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, your famous Yuka Rental Services have bounced back with renewed vigor. Yuka Rental Services offers round-town services as well as out-of-town services. Have in our fleets several limousines under the Shatta Limousine Services. Our services are good and our prices are affordable. We are located on 10th Street in Cinco in the Technology Building on the land side. For reservation, call these numbers. Seven 560560. When it is Yuka Rental Services, it got to be Are you looking for a getaway that combines the beauty of nature with luxurious economy? It's Traveler's Dream. We offer a unique experience for all with a 20% discount on all of our services. We are open every day from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And let's not forget about the food at Woki Farms. We pride ourselves on our farm-to-table dining experience. Enjoy delicious meals made from fresh, locally and internationally sourced ingredients. There's no time to waste. Explore our farm where you can get up close and personal with friendly animals. A place with breathtaking views. You will leave your worries behind. From cozy cabins to elegant shallow rooms. Woki Farms, where memories are sweet. Whether you are seeking a peaceful retreat or an adventure-filled vacation, we have live band days and every Sunday. So why wait? Plan your vacation or outing with Woki Farms in Zero 248401 from sunrise to sunset. Every moment is grand at Woki Farms because oh yes, we can advertise the goods and services. We do them just right here for you. So wherever you are, get connected. You can also join us on our online radio, loveradioonline.com. Or better still, for those of you who are in high pursuit of vehicles to take you to your locations, we have UCar Renters here for you. UCar Renters is available to you. Very comfortable, well-trained drivers, and you get all of the comforts. Yeah, so you can come back here at you can have your easy access to the locations that you want to actually get to. So it is very interesting. A lot of interesting developments unfolding in our country. But we want to say to all of us, let us be civil as we discuss these issues because it borders on integrity. It borders on our own livelihood. Over the weekend, the government of Liberia re-emphasized the commitment for the establishment of war and economic crimes courts in Liberia. And that was perfect through the Justice Minister in person of Councillor Toye. He made the emphasis when celebration at the ministerial complex. So let me just read a few lines for you of what the minister had to say. Justice Minister Councillor Oswald Toye says there is a lot of work to be done in reconciling and bridging the gaps that exist in the Truth and Reconciliation Commissions as one of the ways forward. He spoke at the celebration marking the 21st anniversary of the Accra Comprehensive Peace Agreement over the weekend. Actions while he re-emphasized the government's commitment to the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court in Liberia. Anyway, of the atrocities that were caused in Liberia were in attendance because, mind you, they were all out there representing the very political was in attendance, and he did not mince his words as it relates to the unfolding. Is Grand Chida County now Senator Thomas Yaya Nimle. Oh yes. But before that, the American envoy spoke concerning this whole issue that has to do with the War and Economic Crimes Court establishment in Liberia. But unfortunately, the words of the ambassador and that of the government of Liberia who are earmarked as people who have caused atrocities in Liberia. And more of that, over the past months, we haven't heard Nima County Senator Prince Johnson being vocal about this. Vocal on this matter, but it seems like he have passed the gavel over to Grand Chida County Senator Thomas Yaya Nimle. So I'm going to give you a few lines of what the senator said. The senator made this very clear. The senator said he will need a peace. He will speak a man. What's that? Where are coming from? Who did? The other day we are War and Economic Crime Code. War and Economic Crime Code. As you remember, he spoke previously that it will not happen. Liberians are not ready for that thing yet. But it seems like the thing getting serious. Where spoon can reach before mouth open, Liberia is getting to that point. In details from you, because you and I are victim of what went on a receipt movement for democracy in Liberia model said the government should instead focus on portion of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission recommendation, which talks about repatriation and providing better livelihood for war victims. Rests and those who were victim of the Model crisis or the Model terror, Grand Bassa County, during the 10th Liberian Civil War, which started in 1993 and on to 2003. So Model fashion came into being during the Terror War. Yes, during the Terror War, which started 2003. Of Monrovia. The Law Rebel came from the Bushra Island side, the bombing side, bombing Kidman side. Model came from the Grand Bassa River these are people with all that was done to Liberians. Liberians say, oh, no, you know, that here, let's just put it aside. They may, we can make some gonna be men. They may stood in defense of us. So let us do all we can to uphold, you know, the brotherly love, despite through his terror. Some of us who lost our families, who love our friends and loved ones. Let me hear senator. Liberians went to the pool and elected Mr. Thomas Yaya Nimlin, now Honorable Thomas Yaya Nimlin of Grand Jida County. Liberians also went to the pool. Of you, when the people from Grand Jida honor the watchful eyes of fallen President Samuel Kyan Doe, when he sought to wipe the entire Nima County off, stood in defense of you through the revolution, and we brought to bed the issue that has to do with his terror. And we were fortunate in our fight. We had him arrested and executed. So I have interest in being one of the leaders of this land. The Liberian people, Nimbayans, went to the pool and elected Senator Johnson. And he have served for a longer period that you are not hearing about, like the lives of Damati Conan. I don't know where he is in this world. A lot of them, people who held guns, carry on mayhem and atrocities. We have rewarded them, so many of them, the lives of George Boley, the lives of who? Call them in their numbers. Some of them are prelates, like the lives of Milton Bly. He have always called for the War and Economic Crimes Court, and blessing it, the government that he supports or the party he supports. We look forward to seeing him championing the cause for the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court so that he can go and exonerate himself. As he always said, he did things and he regretted his action and so forth. A lot more he have been saying. The days of Yeke Yakpawolo Koluba, honorable, we made him honorable. One of the second term being senator of electoral district number 10, Maserati County. In previous government, he been calling for the War and Economic Crimes Court. Now that he supported the Unity Party, and the Unity Party have won election and now in the driver's seat, Mr. Koluba or Honorable Koluba have changed the narrative. To stand off against the leadership of President Boakai and Vice President Jeremiah Pankun on grounds that, according to him in his words, they are corrupt and there's this and there's that. But one of the things that bring to mind, we haven't seen the midst of those who steer the ship of affairs of our country, what we term as the ruling establishment, he always finds himself on the opposite end. These were people who actually were all now that the government is at the driver's seat, Honorable Koluba have joined the opposition. And more to that, the opposition, when in leadership, he had so much more to say. Rain insults at the president, but then challenged the leadership. But then in the House, he challenged his fellow colleagues who were in leadership on his disagreement with the proceedings of the leadership back then. That's why we continue to say to Liberians, most especially you, the young people, you need to follow these trends of events. And consciously, when you learn of the past, you build up for the future, because so if you cannot learn from your past and prepare yourself for the future, you get yourself entrenched into things and it becomes so unbearable. We see the same people who've been laughing at being vocal, insulted. We see these people, they are whining and dining, meeting to entertainment centers, entertaining themselves while you stand there and rain battle cry and chant slogans. But at the final analysis, time waits for no man. So that brings us to the place to ask us as Liberians. The establishment of the World and Economic Crimes Court is keen on the agenda of the Liberian leadership. And America have pledged her support, her full support for the implementing, for which some of these people who have caused atrocity are reneging and refusing that the World and Economic Crimes Court be established. Like you derail the peace, the uninterrupted peace we've been having, and so forth. So if I know very well I was in the interest of the Liberian people through my revolutionary period, why should I shy away from justice? Anyway, a part of the TRC, he said the whole TRC report, the part of the TRC report should be implemented and reparation and providing a livelihood for war victims. And one man say, y'all that thing in there, then y'all one can bring, oh, why you have the whole gun? Coming to fruition. But you ask a Liberian, you and I, one or the other, we are victims of these circumstances. Some of you today, where you find yourself, you should in our country where we fled. Some of us, we never had the opportunity to leave Liberia. We stayed here. We ate the patanga ball. We ate the chicken greens. Sugarcane became the order of the day. During the civil unrest in our country, skeleton heads were made out of gates. We saw a lot, and that bothers on our mental health. Lost their relatives. These things happen within the period where those who are now reneging on the establishment of the Wars and Economic Crimes Court carry on. These atrocities must be by the senator in person of Honorable Thomas Yaya Nimle of Grand Chile County, calling for a portion of the Truth and Reconciliation recommendation to be implemented. Reparation, reconciliation, and provision for war victims. What do you make of it? Should we go in that line with the TRC report and forget about the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court? Or should we take on the War and Economic Crimes Court? It also talks about reparation. And it talks about the provision of livelihood for war-affected individuals. This brings me to the point to also wade in and bring to captured are war and economic criminals in our country. Most of them hold top positions. We have several of them at the highest level of government. We have implementation of the TRC report and forsaking the establishment of the Wars and Economic Crimes Court. My question here is, as have you done as a senator to unite the people of Grand Jide? What have you done to unite the people of Nimba County? What have you done those who are victims of the civil unrest, when you led forces against an elected leadership, the MP done since then, after you have gone through the TRC report and there were recommendations made, what have you done in that line that you are calling for at the moment when folks are seeking for the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court, but you on the other end in that line, it falls on your feet. What have you done? As you call for reparation, you call for reconciliation, you call for assistance and creation of livelihood for war affected youths. They are now referred to as disadvantaged youths. We have their children who their children were executed right before them. They still live with that memories. What have you done as a senator to see to it the recommendations that you want to be implemented in that line? What have you done to bring those people who went through the bitter pass, through the civil unrest, that the TRC recommended that you create a livelihood? Our focus on Grangeda County, where you sit as one of its just a minute portion of the country. What have you embarked on in uniting the people of Grangeda County? What have you put into place that those kids that were used as child soldiers, what have you created? Have you created an enabling environment to get them rehabilitated and reintegrated into society? These are questions that we should be asking those who were at the forefront of the atrocities that were caused in our country today. What did they do, or what have they done since the TRC report came into being? Since you know that the TRC report is one of the reports that we should honor, what did you do, or what have you done to make sure that this TRC report recommendation be fully implemented? So with that being said, let's weigh in on the first talking point, and then we'll (0887 105 105 0778 665 073). Grangeda County Senator Yaya Nimle, a man say, instead of your focus on the livelihood of the Liberian people, reconciling Liberia and doing good thing for the people, you're on top of war and economic. (105 are the numbers to call should there be the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court as is being pushed to the letter, or zero 887-105-105 are the numbers to call and form part of the program this morning. Let's get this commercial commitment while we await your calls. 0778-665-073, 0887-105-105. This is the Positive Show right here on Love FM 105.1.
Are you looking for a getaway that combines the beauty of nature with luxurious accommodations? Look no further than Rocky Farms in Carisburg along the Kakata Highway, where dreams come true from rolling hills to sparkling streams. Rocky Farms, it's traveler's dream. We offer a unique experience for all with a 20% discount on all of our services. Enjoy delicious meals made from fresh, locally and internationally sourced ingredients. There's no time to waste. Explore our farm where you can get up close and personal with friendly animals. A place with breathtaking views. You will leave your worries behind. From cozy cabins to elegant shallow rooms. Rocky Farms, where memories are sweet. Whether you are seeking a peaceful retreat or an adventure-filled vacation, we have live band days and every Sunday. So why wait? Plan your vacation or outing with Rocky Farms in Carisburg along the Kakata Highway and experience the beauty of nature. Indulge in luxury and create memories for lifetime. For reservation, call us. Because we are the ultimate wonderland. Ladies and gentlemen, your famous Yuka Rental Services have bounced back with renewed vigor. Yuka Rental Services offers round-town services as well as out-of-town services with our fully air-conditioned vehicles. Yuka Rental Services have the best drivers in town that can take you anywhere you desire in a relaxed manner. We also have in our fleets several limousines under the Shatta Limousine Services. Our services are good and our prices are affordable. We are located on 10th Street in Cinco in the Technology Building on the land side. For reservation, call these numbers 0880-692184 or 0770-5604.
Is better than free. Nothing. Free is better than 1%. Doing any transaction with MTN mobile money is free. We pay your fees for you. No more adding extra money when you are sending money to friends and family at any agent point. So, join over 1.2 million Liberians doing the transaction on the most trusted, reliable, and #1 mobile money service provider in Liberia, MTN Mobile Money. Dial *156# and start transacting today with MTN Mobile Money.
Right back on your preferred FM dial, and this is your show, our show, the Positive Show right here on Love FM 105.1. Let's go to this information. The U.S. Envoy backs war crimes court in Liberia calls for accountability and justice. Let's give you a few lines, and thanks to the Liberian investigators for this Liberian government's efforts to establish the War and Economic Crimes Court in Liberia. He emphasized that while maintaining peace is crucial, key players in the brutal civil war must be held accountable for their actions. The U.S. ambassador made this statement during the brief 3-minute speech at the 21st anniversary of the Accra Comprehensive Peace Agreement held over the weekend at the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Ministerial Complex in Congo Town. The program team, Reconciling and Unity for Sustainable Peace in Liberia, for Sustainable Peace in Liberia, highlighted the importance of justice in achieving lasting peace. According to Turner, Ambassador Turner acknowledged the significant contribution of all Liberians who have worked to protect the future of the country and ensure peace and stability. However, he stressed that there will always be disenchantment amongst war victims if those who committed heinous crimes against the state and its people are not brought to justice. He's quoted, "Political stability demands holding people accountable, and that's what they are trying to do with the War and Economic Crimes Court. We support rest on its luxury and emphasize that political stability requires vigilant and responsible actions and rhetoric for political leaders, parties, civil society, and the media." Coincidentally, according to our reporter who covered the event, in the presence of two noticeable figures from the 14-year civil crisis, former warlord George E.S. Bulley, leader of the Liberian Peace Council, LPC, and Thomas Yaya Nimlin, leader of the Movement for Democracy in Liberia, MODEL. Bulley, a former representative for Grangeda County, the 1990s. Meanwhile, Mr. Nimlin currently serves as at the 55th legislature as senator for Grangeda County. Historical records indicates that he founded his rebel group MODEL in opposition to former President Charles Taylor, who is now in prison in The Hague. The MODEL ex-rebel leader has consistently opposed the Unity Party's decision to establish the special court. He once stated at a news conference, "You campaign to better the lives of ordinary citizens, improve healthcare delivery, and quality education, not to prioritize the establishment of War and Economic Crimes Court," unquote. Unity. Ambassador Turner further urged the government and its people not to overlook this crucial step, which aimed to serve justice for war victims and hold those responsible for the country's dark past accountable. Liberia's future depends on it, he stated. He also recalling that Liberia endured two devastating civil wars before the signing of the Accra Agreement. The diplomat acknowledged the innumerable courage, commitment, and sacrifice of many Nigerians, including women, youth, according to him, many of those who were on the front line of this pursuit were present at the event, including members of the Women of Liberia Mass Action for Peace movement. They represent the thousands of women from across the country whose peaceful demonstration were instrumental in ending the war and bringing about peace we all enjoy today. I salute their courage, commitment, and love of country, the ambassador added. He also commended all Liberians who, during those dark days, envisioned a better future for their country and never gave up until peace and stability were restored. You should be proud of what you achieved then and in the subsequent years, including post peaceful transfer of power, a cornerstone of any democracy. So that's from the ambassador, Mike Turner, the U.S. ambassador. He spoke. So Thomas Yaya name there. The old man say, that thing you're talking about there, you guys should think about creating a livelihood for the Liberian people, education, and all those stuff and things that your promise, your campaign promise. You should bring it to fulfillment and not to emphasize or dwell on the establishment of war and economic crimes court. So, with that being said, your calls are anticipated on 0887 105 105 088. The numbers to call this morning, and this is the Positive Show on Love FM.
Thank you so much. Thank you to your anytime on radio. Thank you to your listening audience and management. So, thank you for flagging this issue. And telling me, I'm quite delighted to hear that you, as a reporter who said this, still there. I heard you saying that you are doing right.
I was here. I was here. I watched you the war.
It's actually happening there, come on the room.
Sugar again there. Patata war, and then we ate it, yeah.
Very good. In March of 1994, in fact, in November of 1993, November of 1993, there was a document of signing Cotonou. The Israeli president all the world parties did the son of Bonkade. They were going to end the war.
Do you come up?
Yeah, President Kuya.
Okay.
And this man was elected by the world person in Cotonou. And when the government was crafted, the government could not go take over office on the 7th of March. But when it came here, the entire government was crafted the distribution of all the orders of war time and put them on community free that the president, the Indian president who was supposed to step down when he stepped down, that means job should be taking all the weapons from Sano Country, all the foreign when the president gathered in the morning when the president imagine that you be about all in control area. When you go in the bathroom, they take bath. All the warring factions you had the armor that will coming to the disarmament center. When you wear your clothes, at 12 o'clock, before you reach the Daniel Mountain and take power war, all the hand that they put you to fight in the country, everything should be done what to Ekumo at that particular time. And when sitting with fish, all the hands to be Ekumo here. If they can't happen, you will not step down. If they're not happy, if the government does. They will be stepping down, and the same day, the government should take place. It now happen. But those people who die, who are there kind of them? Those people who rejected the ceasefire, I want to civilian. I will not military people, no, civilian people. They were society actors, politicians. They rejected the thing. So, if we talk about people who die, all kind of things from March 7 all to the time the power cut to place, all they know different what job police say at that particular conference. Secondly, one piece in the country, the issue of workers will bring workers here, make a job police. Yeah, on a special arrangement. Living in the job that a job police living in the country on a special arrangement. That arrangement, all the civil that. Then they will go to the Grand Jury County like a Security Association in Morovia. You can. Yeah, they will take it to the Liberian Association in America, Jula. Then Jula will turn around and put people behind them. You're carrying all the way to President George Bush.
The War and Economic Crimes Code establishment, or we should look in the direction of the TRC report? What's your stand?
Well, for me, I tell people already that two things are making the country dual citizenship. I'm like you say 75%. I guess I'm saying 25%, and then you say 75%. Work I get question mark on it. I don't say I don't want it, but I get question mark on it. I get plenty of question with it. Answer my question, maybe I'll give my support. Secondly, the thing I want is economic crime code. Because economic crime started in the country long ago before the war. It is economic crime.
So my question to you here is, what are some of the questions that you have in your possession to ask those who are preferring the issue of the War and Economic Crimes Court establishment? You care to tell us? You said you got a question for those who want to establish the War and Economic Crimes Court in Liberia. What are some of the questions that you have in your possession? Can you ask those questions? Maybe through this medium, they may answer those questions.
The questions are many, but I'll bring one. I'll bring one at a time. Huh? He was not civil society actor. He was not member of the Liberian Council of Churches. He was not a and the war you want to pay heed to them. And he never exploded that war. So when you call him for war crime, when I see people that if you use the traditional cheese, people who stop war, fighters in this country.
Then you begin to jump behind people who are there for themselves. All the while in the country, do you know that they get ransom fee for all of them? They pay $7.5 million for charter. Job Bolo, Tomo Yaya Nimlo, the Roosevelt Jones, all of them. They put Damateko, they get money, set the town on their hair. All that should be pay a ransom fee. I know I will pay for charter, we should pay for all of them. So, traditional chiefs, elders, and those who stop real law, one justice like joke.
Okay, my brother. Thank you.
I just wanted to read you. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know, really. If some of you who are listening and you understood what he really meant, because I'm still pondering on what he really wants. According to him, they should bring in the zoos and the traditional chiefs to hear this whole thing that has to do with the War and Economic Crime Code and all the stuff. Come on, let's get to hear you. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother, for different comment.
How are you, sir?
All right, my name is Josiah Small, somewhere from the Commodore Peace Island. Commodore call 540.
Small, what's your take?
No, Rufus. At the time when they were finding the way forward for this country, for war to society, that one I asked myself, the also the invited in Ghana, where these people, ordinary people like us, that felt the pinch of the world, our parents were murdered for some of us, our breadwinners were murdered for us, that our mothers were raped for us, those international community, they call us because we are the direct victims of these things. Instead, we want TRC through a reconciliation commissions. So they tell me they were you commit crime. They tell you one opponent is one for us. In fact, we want to lecture you, or we want you to stay 2 days in jail. You will be looking for the lowest punishment for yourself. Now they won one day in Ghana, but they went there. They sat there, got over TRC through a reconciliation commission. When they came here, they sat on the TRC. Someone on the TRC, they said they had no regret on what they did in the country here. I think John Boda wanted to grant you that. Somebody said their parents died within single time with them, so they don't get nothing to tell their great people. Somebody said they were defending their people that were made, they committed murders. Things. Portion were there. These are the war economic code. In fact, they created the economic code. And the human rights abusers is above our jurisdictions. I think that's the reason why they said long time to bring the human rights in which is the war, economic issues, y'all bring this so they can help. That's the reason why Ambassador Boga very careful what he's doing. That's the reason why we have declared our intent that we want to court is nothing for them. Constitutions of Liberia, whosoever rebel against the state, you are a state criminal. Those who are killed, they said the killer never went on. They came to why economic is very much important because they violated the free constitution. They say it was their right, like I always say. If I'm going to go peaceful and someone Article 17, there should be peaceful done. But also of being peaceful, they see Article 17 control will be used against me, so you say no order. Because I found it out. And the rule for other road users, where my right is, that was one right begin, they are saying, I protest. No. That means I found the same constitution, they don't take the course on me. So that's the reason why the war is important, because people rebel against all that. But someone was saying, we get 10,000 to the rebel, you are, for humanitarian, the rebel king goofy, you say rebel, they should get 10,000. So can rather us. Why they not get the money to see that government at the top of the door in power? Why are you going to the door for humanitarian reason? Then another thing you want to look at, when someone say, why are you go? Yeah, this here guy, that kid. No, this country, right, will continue being at the Chizaka me all year. We see people out there, they say, you came up, if you correct. Want it to come. We are asking international community that they are raising their intent, that they are willing to support. We are asking the government to pursue that war against America to restart in this country. We have been marching so long. But the answer will make us believe that the right thing is the wrong thing, the wrong thing is the right thing. That is the reason why we want the war against America code. How can one person take public money? Public money, 2 person take 2, 3, 4 million. Then they say, how to put this? And then the story I want to carry, so I will pay that. That's what it's supposed to do. That's what it's supposed to do. That's why we want this court to be set up. No, people should be embracing the thing. Say, I say, I kill another way up. You all tell me I embrace the court that John Bond again. They don't believe always say, like, on the court about it, they say, well, I come for what? Really understanding. We want justice. Some of us, we are facing today our breadwinner, where we find ourselves, we have been at this level. But because everything of our life, we came from our breadwinner today. We sitting, we cry when we see our friends, the water, university, high schools. We cry because the people want to see ourselves. But because since that's one opportunity, they say, therefore, we account for the attack they committed against us, against the Constitution, and against the poor of Liberia. Thank you very much.
Thank you. 0778665073. Liberians are speaking their minds. We create an enabling environment that each of us will have equal opportunity to express ourselves in a respectable manner. That's what we do here. We hold no allegiance to any political party, but we give equal opportunity to all to discuss the issue that matters. Good morning.
What?
Good morning.
My name is Ali Patikumai, Nantikin family.
Family, let's hear you.
Let me say thank you the morning for your manager. Let me say good morning to Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Liberia, President Joseph Nnampaka 1 year away. You know, I listen to analyze the money. You know, Senator. My people, myself, don't because we are getting the work issue to be there. One play like when year ago, they will make it follow it. But at least now they know that we're getting with the CFR. And at least someone will not get tired supporting the president. We of course, when the power there, the day you're in the media, you're flagging up. When the go on there, flagging up like somebody takes someone we want. They work on what issue we want them to make for it. We want them to take it. The school a lot of time when I used to work money from place to place. Now when the building work and go job when they there, they work and go when they enjoy people when they work and go can so nothing can happen in one day. No fear the men can put it again. The fear you for the go they can put it anymore again. Thank you.
See. You have the opportunity to speak your mind on those issues that matters Should there be the War and Economic Crime Code establishment as it has begun its processing period, or should we go in line with what Senator Thomas Yaya Nimlin, a one-time rebel leader of Model, he said, no, you ain't thinking about making the Liberian people livelihood better. You ain't thinking about reconciling Liberia, that war can go, that thing a fly. You just did other thing. So what do you make of his statement and the statement made by the Economic Crimes Code? He said people shouldn't go without being punished for their crimes against humanity. They should face justice. 0778665073, 0887-105-105 are the numbers to call and form part of the Positive Show right here on Love FM 105.1. 0778665073, 0887-105-105 are the numbers to call. Call, let's talk about these things. It is very important, because if we sit here and allow ourselves not to be involved, we say that the people thing, it is not the people's thing. It is our own thing, because you and I, maybe some of still here talking about, hey, why is it that we should create a World Crime Code? Let us go for the TRC report that talks about reparation and unity, reconciliation. These are things we will be talking about, and creating a livelihood for war victims. So my question here to those who are calling for the TRC implementation, in your capacity, and some of you are lawmakers, some of you are government officials, in your capacity, what have you done in that line? Because the TRC called for reconciliation. Have you reconciled with those who you cause atrocity for? The ones who are at the first branch of government. Rehabilitated and reintegrated into society. What have you done? You are enriching yourselves. You're getting monthly $45,000 car every 3 years. You not see that one. But when the folks are talking about establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Code, it becomes a problem. Then we start that we get reminded, oh, they put you enjoying, and you know when you start holding real hard bush and push your hard. And we know within ourselves we did not commit atrocity. What we did was in the interest of our people. Let us face justice. Let us go to the court. He fought the war. He was a part and parcel of the war. But at the end of the day, he was brought to justice. Some may say, oh, not Liberia own justice. He was brought to justice based on his involvement in other countries. Now, let's understand, granted. But the ones who have created the environment and fought along with him or fought against him, should they go scot Complimented. Some. He said all. He said some. 0778665073 0887-105-105 are the numbers to call. $105. And let me use this time to extend my deepest condolences to the Kemon family. I understand you lost your son, you lost your brother, you lost your husband, Ben. For the loss of your brother, take solids. We just can ask God why. All right. Yeah, my deepest condolences to you and the family, man. Deepest condolences to you and the family, said yeah. Yes, it's so hard to accept. But again, we just can ask God why. So let's put forth our calls on 0778665073. That's 0778665073. Other numbers to call 0778665073, 0887-105-105. And those numbers you and put in our little pieces. So let's get going. 0778665073. Oh man, it's so sad. It's so sad, man. Hey Benny. May your soul rest in peace, my brother. Who once worked at the Public Work Ministry. Rest in peace, my brother. A very young. Three 0887-105-105. Let's go for our final commercial. Be real.
What is better than free? Nothing. Free is better than 1%. Doing any transaction with MTN mobile money is free. We pay your fees for you. No more adding extra money when you are sending money to friends and family at any agent point. So, join over 1.2 million Liberians doing the transactions on the most trusted, reliable, and #1 mobile money service provider in Liberia, MTN Mobile Money. Dial *156# and start transacting today with MTN Mobile Money. Mobile Money, that baby, eh?
Troubles remembering the plenty codes to dial and activate your favorite bundle on Lone Star Cell MTN? Well, don't you worry anymore because Lone Star Cell MTN has one code for everything. Yes, any bundle you want to subscribe to on Lone Star Cell MTN, just dial *352#. Whether the data everything. At Lone Star Cell MTN, we put your satisfaction first.
MTN.
Bah, what's it making your face sound again today? Bah, I'm supposed to pay my landlord today, but I forget today like Saturday. From my bank account to my mobile money account and pay my landlord in 5 minutes. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Jojo. Thank you.
Banking with any of these banks, GT Bank, UBA Bank, Access Bank, Echo Bank, LBDR, IB Bank, Afriland Bank, or Global Bank. Simply visit the bank and request to link your bank account to your mobile money account. Get access to your money whenever you need it without any headache. It only takes 3 minutes. More, whenever, wherever.
Now I give you my testimony. The way things going, it looking like 2024 are so enjoyment. Loser said MTN Jack give it, yeah. The people can't get. All the prizes you can win. Keke, motorbike wheeling, helmet, everything. Brand new smartphone, smart TV, generator, bags of rice, and a lot over a 4 more. A brand new 2-bedroom house. Wow. The only thing that people say you must do to win, get that star 156 hash and use your Momo to buy airtime and data, send money to friends and family people, pay your bills, pay for small things like gas, food stuff, or any other thing. Then you will get points. With your points, you can enter the weekly draw and also use it to get data or calls. That's what everybody can win. No pick and choose, yeah?
Yes, Momo Western WhatsApp show is back. Dial star 156 hash to Trust Act and earn points on every Momo transaction and redeem cash prizes and a grand prize of a brand new 2-bedroom house. So quickly dial star 156 hash to Trust Act and win. What is better than free? Nothing. Free is better than 1%. Doing any transaction with MTN mobile money is free. We pay your fees for you. No more adding extra money when you are sending money to friends and family at any agent point. So, join over 1.2 million Liberians doing the transaction on the most trusted, reliable, and #1 mobile money service provider in Liberia, MTN Mobile Money. Dial star 156 hash and start transacting today with MTN Mobile Money. Mobile Money, that baby,
MTN.
Oh yes, welcome back to the program, The Positive Show, right here on Love FM 105.1. Too many things to talk about. Specifically, we're going to be looking at the reopening of schools. There are a lot of challenging moments for parents. You understand that especially our friends who find themselves, those kids that are attending government-run institutions. You know, sometimes, like I was saying on yesterday, it gets so hard to accept, most especially the way things are proceeding in our country, and we tend to make it part of our system. So we can't do nothing with it. We've been with it since record ages. We must be able to change the narrative. We elected 103 individuals to represent us at the first branch of government. That comprising of the senators and the representatives. These people, on a periodic basis, they leave from Liberia, go to other countries, or in the name of getting medical attention or going to have vacation, and you just name all of those things. School is about to open. The environment for which your child, you who are a taxpayer, and you have your child attending these government-run institutions, go and visit those institutions and see the learning environment of your children is very poor. It was so saddening to have learned in River G County One man runs the entire public school in one of those villages. He's the principal, the registrar, the teacher, and he's just everything. So pray, tell me, how can those citizens in that part of the country get the necessary education? It is their right to education, good health, and freedom of expression. We take up the time to chant slogans behind politicians who take their children from here to go and acquire education in other countries. You as a young person, you sit there, you look at yourself as, hey, come on, a 35 years old man will still be calling himself youth. What makes you a youth? You're not a youth, you're a young adult. As statistics have it, the lifespan of the average African it used to be 70, but now I think it's 60 or 65. So let's put it at 70. 70 years you have to live for. By reasoning of strength, you go above that. You are 35. So subtract 35 from the 70. How many level you? Another 35 years, right? So you still calling yourself youth. And doing those things that will cause you a very serious backwardness in your achievement, if you ever have an achievement in life. So what will you achieve when you get yourself involved into those things that cause you backwardness? When you stand before or behind a politician advocating, oh yes, that my leader, this person is my this is my that. And at the final analysis, their children, the ones who were at age 10, 15, they went out, they acquired knowledge, there was no interruption in their learning process like you, most especially at the state-run university, where every time there is an issue, this semester, when it is ran on the basis of tuition, if not tuition issue, some kind of militancy will come up. You will have a break. And when that break comes, the lesson that should be covered for the period of time will not be covered. You sit there, that representative, that senator, that minister, children are outside there acquiring education without interruption. You 40, you 50, you stay at the university, but you are not looking at the environment for which should be created. But what your interest lies in is politics, where your leader will get involved into all sort of dubious acts, and at the end of the day, you won't get the benefit from the criminal acts, but you are willing to stand in defense of them. Some of you are parents. How do you feel? Or what runs to your mind? Have you one day asked yourself, what I've got myself involved with? How do my kids see me? Because you have a kid and that kid sees you, a parent, involved into something that society frowns at. But yet and still, you say you're in defense of the same people who marginalize you. You're in defense of the same people who should be creating an enabling environment. They have reneged on getting involved with it. But again, when we take up the time to sit here and caution the young people, people tend to overlook these kinds of conversations because we are not using the medium to insult. We are not using the medium to provide misinformation and disinformation. So we are not regarded, because in Liberia today, more people are doing the wrong thing, and because of the numbers attached to the wrong thing, everyone sees it to be right. And the ones who are doing the right thing, they are in minority. So the people who see the wrong things to be wrong, to be right, they are being given preference, they are given credence, and the ones who see the right and call it the right, they've been marginalized. So this is a gullible society we find ourselves. So until Liberians can develop their minds, their eyes will never appreciate the works of their hands. Until we as Liberians can develop our minds, that's why we continue to call on the government to pay emphasis on education. Today, the problems that we are now experiencing, it derives from these same old politicians. When we went through the 14th year civil unrest, there came a time a program was established called the DDR-era process. That process was created to disarm our brothers who got involved into the crisis. The process was created to rehabilitate them and reintegrate them, make them useful citizens. The same politicians play around it. They created the environment in a way where they stand at the point of benefiting, and those victims and those who were required to get the necessary benefits from that training did not get it. But instead, few handful of politicians, they enrich themselves on the expense of the future of Liberia. And their action is now paying off, because when we would have gone through the proper channel has been laid out for the DDR-era process, it was going to be a very good thing, a very important thing for our nation, where growth and development were going to be the hallmark. But instead, we shrunk it and we went our way, to the extent people who face or who got directly involved with the crisis, they never got the trainings, they never got the benefits, and at the end, people who did not even get involved with the crime or the commissioning of the crime, they were enlisted. And because monetary value was also attached, people who did not even fight the war, they were buying those arms, because what was being done at that time, you as an ex-combatant, what number of arms you have in your possession, you will go and turn it over, and according to the number of arms that you have provided, that's how you're going to be compensated. And later on, you will be enrolled to acquire vocational education and so forth. Some of our brothers who did not even fight the war because monetary value were attached to it, they started to buy arms from the ex-fighters just to enroll in the program. And they failed to understand those actions were tantamount to haunt them in the nearby future. That's why you see a lot of you, when you go to travel, there are a lot of issues behind your traveling. It boils down to this. You did not fight the war, but you registered during the DDRR process as an ex-combatant because you wanted money, because you wanted to acquire the knowledge. That's why for every time when these things spark out, we tend to remind the government of her responsibility. It is the responsibility, is the priority of the government to create an enabling environment for the citizens. It is their right. It's not a privilege, it's a right. So when an enabling environment has been created, the citizens will start to do productive things. But we see today in our society, with the Liberia scenario, people go to school to acquire knowledge and with the mindset of going to government to steal and not to be productive. So that's why you see, as soon as somebody gets a government position, the next time you hear he have traveled or she have traveled, upon return, the children are going to stay out of the country while the education system remain messy. You think when these people have their children in this country attending the same school that you are attending, they won't make sure to do the right thing? They will definitely do. But because their kids, their families are not here, so they just do things out of the way, forgetting to know that there is a tomorrow. So it is on you as a young person to set yourself and ask yourself, what is responsible for the backwardness of my country? Was it worth me doing this battle cry? At my age, I'm still parloping. I'm still behind people. Oh, small thing. At my age, I'm still begging. Where when an environment is created that I can have access to explore my God-given talents. There are a lot of us. I played this morning few lines from a motivational message, and I'm pressed to do it, which is going to take us to the wind down of the program. Education is very good. See, just a few days, thousands of Liberians have graduated from one of our colleges around here or universities around here, and hundreds in the thousands are about to graduate again from the state-run university. Where are the jobs creation? So the man who is obtaining the master degree, after those years of studies, the master degree cannot afford him a job. But rather, it is preferable because of the society that he uses the BSc he has so that he can maneuver his way in the professional cycle to obtain a job. Because right now, if somebody who has a master and somebody who is at that position who holds a BSc or a BA feels intimidated that a master degree holder wanting to apply at that position will definitely get a position, right? So they will do all they can to put barricade, to do all sort of things just so that you, over the years, you have acquired knowledge and to bring it into practicality. That education will be a waste. So this motivational speaker said, education is good, but we should get involved with the things of the education that will be useful to us, that will bring the desired results that is actually needed at hand. Most of our sisters and brothers who have graduated with the masters, they have the PhD and stuff, they're sitting down home. There's no job creation. So he said, you must be able to go and acquire a knowledge that you will be able to create jobs. You must be able to create a job. Education is good, but you must get that education that will make room, that you will not lean on somebody who is not educated to get you a job. Let me play this thing for some of you so you listen. Maybe I'm not getting it right for your understanding. Let me play it for you and listen to this motivational speaker. He made a lot of senses. We are not against education. It is good. But he said most of the education we are now acquiring, they are old and archaic. They do not meet the present demand. They do not meet the present demand. So you start, you in school, right now you in school, right? You still studying the Ghana Empire, Mali Empire. What that had to do with your present day reality? So the war is evolving, and we must acquire those education that is evolving with the war. Now listen to this, man. Interestingly. Let's get this so that you listen, and it will bring us to the point to conclude on today's edition. Let's listen to it quickly.
There is no rich man on earth that is a salary earner.
There's no rich man on earth who is a salary earner.
None. Everyone that is wealthy today, they don't depend on salary alone. Number two, there is no rich man on earth that has only one source of income. Not one. Number three, every rich man on earth, all of them without fail, real estate is part of what they use to retain their wealth. In order for you to become rich and wealthy, number one, you need financial intelligence, you need delayed gratification, you need savings, you need multiple streams of income. I now began to practice also. That's when I started writing books. I've written over 100 books right now. Now, but the books are already in me. So today now, you see a lot of people out there, they have gifts, but they are not trading their gifts. Money flows in exchange for goods and services. Money flows in exchange for value. So that's your gift. You must turn it into a product or a service that you can exchange for money. You can be gifted and poor. People can celebrate you and say, we have a lot of, poor celebrity beggars now that are just celebrity because they say they are in show business. They know the show. They don't know the business of the show. But the business that know the business of the people that know the business of the show, nobody knows them. But they are the one making the real money. And that one is just doing bling bling. Poor man out there. And then they will now begin to cry that they use me. When you sign, your eye not clear. It hurts you. It's poverty that made you to sign. You signed it as a poor man. Now you have seen glory. Now you will serve your sentence. Do you understand now? So I don't know if
no, this is really very, very eye-opening. But I go like ask, they go tell everybody say go school, education and all. People go, if we go by the the system in Nigeria here, 6 years primary school, 6 years secondary school,
study this,
4
study
years
economy, study banking and finance.
And the whole idea is once you acquire this education,
you will
break free from the shackles of poverty.
You're good to go.
And you are good to go. But it don't be like say the school, waiting that they even the teacher stop you waiting.
Okay, so let's understand this. Because the challenge we have is that we don't realize that change is the only constant in life. What is true today may be a lie tomorrow. But it doesn't mean it was not true yesterday.
What is true today may be a lie tomorrow.
But it doesn't mean it was not true yesterday. It's because life is lived forward but understood backward. And as we evolve, we learn. Everybody here, there's one statement you have made in your life. If I know if I knew what I know now. Everybody on earth, if you have never made that statement, you are a madman. That means you are not growing. It was during the industrial age that education came. So during the industrial age, education was set up to take people from the farming slave to factory slave. So they now say, okay, all the intelligent ones that are here now, let's gather them, because this guy be like say he gets some brain. If you tell them something, if they know how to plant, they answer, put them together and create a curriculum and teach them so that they will know how to handle the factory. Because from orange, we need to produce orange juice. And we need to cancel. They now created courses. Okay, this is accounting, this is chemistry. Question, the first person that became an accountant, who certified him? So somebody sat down and said, come, let's create it. I do curriculum now, so I know what I'm talking about. I've created curriculum that does not exist before, that I created. And it's now existing because I created it. So somebody said, okay, let's do one, we call it accounting. But that person that was creating the curriculum, he himself is not certified. Because nobody certified. He's now the pioneer and the progenitor of the new. That's how all these courses were created. And it was not, schools were not created to make you rich. They were created to discipline and train you to function the way those that need you want you to function. So if you meet with elderly people in their 70s or in their 80s, and they are to ask you, they won't ask you what course do you study. They will say, what is your discipline? That's what they do. Say, what course do you study? What is your discipline? That means, what have you been disciplined to become? That's why all your life you have an identity. You go to school, when you come out, they say, what's this? I say, I'm doctor, I'm engineer. You now start introducing yourself with the title they give you, because you went to school to be trained to become what they want you to become. So there was nothing wrong in education in the days of our parents. But what they did not realize was that the colonial masters were using this for a purpose. That is why we still have the problem today. So when you go to school, they teach you to become this, and then you become it. But the world has evolved. We have moved from industrial age now. We are now in the age of technology. We are in what we call the fourth industrial revolution. The fifth one is emerging now. So all those things now, don't forget that when we were growing up, if you say you want to be an actor, you say, hear me, you want to be a footballer. Village people. Today now everybody wants to be a footballer. But all those things have now expired. Now everybody wants to move to the next level, IT, and all the tech. So now, when you go to school, you learn, you come to use. But in order for them to keep you for 5 years or 4 years, they have to teach you what you need and what you don't need. And most of the textbooks were given by the Westerners to deceive you. That's why they will say Mongo Park came to discover you. Are you all right? So you exist, then somebody can't discover you. If you didn't exist, will you be discovered? You are discovered. It's because of all these problems. So now, over 80% of what you learn in school today is useless when you graduate. Over 80%. It's useless.
You are DX.
Over 80% is useless. Now, number two, the world that existed when you do, is it the matric they will do first? Convocation.
Convocation last.
The world that existed when you did matric, by the time you are doing convocation with the next round, that world is no more in existence. Because every 5 years there's a new world. 2019 and now are two different worlds. The COVID, post-COVID. In 2019, nobody will ask you, is it virtual? It was something in our vocabulary. That's a new word. Before 2019, nobody will say, I want to work remotely. So if you are still now oppressing, no, you cannot do this. It's because you are still an analog mind in it.
Yes.
You don't realize that things have changed. So companies are now rewriting policies, rewriting HR policy. Why? Because it's a new world. So people that are now telling you go to school, go and study this, go and study that, they are not bad people, but they are expired people. They are sincere, but they are sincerely wrong. They are telling you to go and do something that is useless. They are telling you to go and prepare to solve problem of yesterday, preparing you to solve tomorrow's problem. So today, if like 15 years ago, if you say you are a drone pilot, it doesn't exist.
Yes.
I'm into animation. I'm into gaming. It doesn't exist. So if you now go to your mother now, your father, mother, maybe like chief, we dress like you say, daddy, and study animation. So what? That's the way it is. Many of the comedians, footballers, actors, and actors today, their parents disowned them when they went to Nollywood. Disowned them when they went to music. Today, everybody wants their children. So that's the same way parents are disowning their children now. For saying, you are just jobless, you don't want to go to school. What is animation? What is this? Because they don't realize. So in our own days, people were sent to school to go and study a course that will put a prefix before their name.
Yes.
Engineer, doctor,
barrister,
architect, barrister.
Lawyer.
Because most of the parents wanted to live through the life of their children.
Yeah.
What they could not achieve, they want to achieve.
I'm a lawyer. I'm a doctor.
But now those things are useless now. So am I saying don't go to school? No, we need to redefine education. As a matter of fact, you can go to my YouTube channel at Dr. Olumide Emmanuel on YouTube. I just did a series this last October. So most of those series you people see is October I do, because the whole of October in our church I focus on finance. So it was October 2022 that I did before you joined the Jackpot bandwagon. I did the whole series on that just to help, because nobody said don't jackpot, but face reality before you go. Then I've done savings culture. Now I've done redefining education, part 1 to 4, just to help you understand. Look, all this one one of my guys, because many parents now, the majority of what they spend their money on is house rent, feeding, and school fees.
Yes.
To go and spend money. Many of us keep our life on hold to train children for 15, 17 years. To go and study a course that will be useless to them and useless to us, because we are still living in those days. So many of these courses, they are no more relevant. So go to school to study a course that will solve today and tomorrow's problem. Not yesterday's problem. Because with the advent of AI, fourth industrial revolution, animatics, robotics, 3D printing, forget it all. All these courses you are studying is useless. So if you say you are doing medical doctor, medicine is expiring. Right now, medicine has expired up to 70%. We are 30% of medicine, because there is nothing you want to do in medicine that AI cannot do, that machine cannot do, that robots cannot do. So if you are going to study medicine now, you are wasting your life away. And people are still starting now, they are entering school year 1 to go and do 7 years, and they will spend 50,000, 100,000. They will spend money, dollar, borrow money, student loan for the next 15 years. Now, why am I saying don't do that? Because the need are limited. So if we used to need 2 billion doctors, now we need 500,000. Just using that as a starting. The need is now reduced, and if all of you are rushing there, you will have nothing to do. So go and do my research. Fact check this. Majority of people now have master's degree that they are not using.
Yes.
Why? Because by the time they finish school, no job. Oh yeah, Kuku will master, side master, they'll do master. By the time they now want to get a job, they will now use the BSc to go and get a job, because they can't get a job. So there are a lot of people with masters now working with the lower degree. What is all that? You're a master of one of it. Why? Because schools don't teach you financial intelligence. So everybody's going to school. When you now finish the school, you now want to look for a job. Who should now create the job?
That you are looking for.
That is not teaching you how to become a job creator. It's a useless education. Any education that is not equipping you to begin to earn and add value to the environment is an expired education. So we are not saying don't go to school. Get us right. But we are saying if you are going to go to school, the way the creator intended it is, everybody is born with gift, talent, and potential. Everything that the spider needs to spin a web is inside the spider. Your gold is tied to your gift. Your treasure is tied to your talent. Your profit is tied to your potential. So the way you are supposed to do is discover what you have. Then you now go and train to develop what you have. Then you deploy it. So if you know people have studied medicine that are now fashion designer. People have studied architecture that are now cooks. So if you know you are a cook, once you have discovered that it's cooking, go to cooking school straight, spend 1 year and start selling.
Sorry, he said something that when you realize what it is that you have inside, learn, go and study that. Now, how do people realize that thing that they have? Because I've had this question asked so many times. How do I know my gifts? Organic, you know you can act, you know you can present, you know you can do this. How do I know mine? So how would you say that they can find out what gifts they have so that they can hone it more?
Let me run through that. Coincidentally, the answer is actually in the School of Money book, things with the book. But you see, number one, that's where parenting starts from. Unfortunately, we have a lot of children are getting married to children. Dysfunctional man getting married to dysfunctional woman, starting dysfunctional marriages, raising dysfunctional children. And that's why we have a dysfunctional society. Normally, it is the parents' job to identify. You don't have children. God gives you children to be a steward over them. Part of what you steward is to steward. Children are arrows. Arrow does not fly. Arrow cannot do anything. You are the bow, they are the arrow. So when God gives you an arrow, you are supposed to now shoot them. The more you pull them back, the more they can go further. So you are supposed to look at the guy. I think this girl likes this. So many people have discovered that their daughter likes dancing and acting. Never, my daughter dancer, no, she must be medical doctor. They now divert the destiny of their children. So it's when you identify it, start sending her to ballet school, start sending her to music school. But before you know it, by the time she's 16, she's already having her own business and she's doing what she needs to do. So it begins with parents identifying it. If parents don't identify it, then these are the things you need to look for. So if you are listening to me right now, number one, what do you love to do? What is that thing that you love doing it? That you just love it? What is that thing that if you are doing it, you don't get tired?
It comes easy.
It just comes easy. People will struggle. I've written over 100 books today. How did I know I was good at writing? It's this. I just love writing. And what is that thing that is so easy for you to do, but difficult for others to do? Because when I discovered this writing, I was in school in Polytechnic, and then when what they call this, is it literary debater or this press club or something? So they'll just say, write about this, submit next year. I say, one that just show the next day, say, I say, this is your flow. Then I will hear people say, I've been trying to write a book for 3 years. I say, they have writer's block. I'm like, what's that? Me, where are they? I've written 8 books in 1 day before. This School of Money, I wrote it in 9 days. This one, I wrote it in 5 days. This book here, I just went to my house in London, sat down for 1 week, no sleeping, just I write. People wonder, say, is it goes? No, I type. I used to write with paper and biro. I only recently started typing. I'm old school like that. Why is grace? So when I realized, this thing is grace, I sat down there. I began to develop it. So what is that thing that even if they don't pay you, you will still do it?
Yes.
Those are your passion. Then number 4, what are the things that people see and say about you? You see a lot of people, they say, you too talk. That means something about your mouth. There's something about your mouth. So when a woman was talking about the fact that they say your child talks too much, he talks more. He too, they complain. God say, why are you complaining? Pray for him that God will give him something to say that people will pay for. And that's how the woman changed this. And the guy is a major guy now, charging $40,000 to do 1 hour speech. So what are the things that people are saying about you? Sometimes you are not a pastor, say, pastor, they'll be calling you a lawyer. They are calling you what they are saying. Next, what are the things that you find people find it easy to support you about? There are some things you want to do, nobody wants to support you. But some things, they say, if you want to do that, I will support you. Say, why am I? Because provision. Where there is a vision, there is a provision. So we go for vision. So whatever you find it easy for people to support you, when you ask for it, people are ready to help you. Even when you're there, if you are ready for this, I will do it. Why are they ready to pay for this? One I want to do, they're not ready. That means there's something there. So those are all the signs. But what are the things that you can give 100% of your life to? Now, if that's all you have to do, you do it. Those are the pointers to what your passion is. What are the experiences you have gone through that you have conquered? Because God always brings us out of a misery and create a ministry out of that misery. So most of the time, people that are into healing ministry, they have been sick before. People that are into prosperity ministry, they have been poor before. Most of the time, God brings you out to send you back to where he brought you out from, to go and set people free with the same freedom he has given you. So, but in this part of the world, we want to hide our past and hide our experiences. But those are the pointers to your future, because vision is hindsight. Based on vision is foresight, based on insight with the benefit of hindsight. So vision is foresight. Where do I see God taking me to? From the way I'm feeling, I think this is the direction. Based on that experience, I think that's why I went through it. That's why I went through that. This is where I should go. That's what vision is. It's the unfolding of that dimension.
So, I mean, so you talked about doing what you love. I know a lot of people that have done what they love, but because they did not know the business aspect of it, they ended up poor.
Yeah.
And I think that the business aspect of it also has to do with schooling, going to some sort of school.
Not school, being educated.
Being educated.
Yes.
Being educated, going to some sort of, place where you get educated on the business aspect. A lot of people delve into what they love so much. I love to dance. I love to cook. And in fact, I'm going to use myself as an example. My rice is awesome. So I would cook and I would give and I would sell for a particular price. And one of my customers was like, this is not the price I'm buying it at this place, but this is 2 times better than this other place that I'm buying it from. Why are you underpricing yourself? I had to sit back and...
So let me help you understand. Now listen, for you to ever succeed in business, you need technical skills and business skills. So you are a good cook, technical skill. It doesn't mean you will succeed in business. You are a fashion designer, you can sew clothes. It doesn't mean you will succeed in fashion business. So you need business skills. So now you can cook. That's technical skill. Do you know how to get customer? Do you know how to price? Do you know how to manage money? Do you know how to manage crisis? That is business skill. So what needs to happen is we now need to partner. So you have the technical skill, and then you get someone that has a business skill, and then you run a restaurant. You are behind the scene, making sure the food is good, all the recipe is good, but the person is the one in charge of the business. You may even be the owner that have 80%, but the person is the one everybody will know that has the 20%. So he's doing the show, you are doing the business. But if you have ego, that they must know me. Now me get the business. Show me for poster. Show me for this. Then you are not ready. Because you achieve more when you don't care who gets the credit. But when you want to be the one, think about it. All the musicians we know today that we are shouting that they are making this. Do you know they have manager? Do you know they have manager? The manager is making more money than them.
Yeah.
The people that manage them are collecting 70%. All this one that they shout in the game, now 30% though, now they shout. Someone they collect 70. In name, no they everywhere. It's just they one place, they do the business. Nobody know. Why? Because see, anytime you see anybody's name on Forbes list, they are all poor people. All those people say on Forbes list, billionaire, they are all poor people. The richest people in the world, even Forbes, the entire Forbes family, they don't bond them well to mention the name of the rich person. Because they will call all the Forbes people together and say, now, are you all right? From your grandfather Forbes to now, who gave you the authority to mention my name? Who are you to even call my name?
Yes.
But now we are celebrating Forbes because there's what they call hold money. The real rich people, you don't see them on social media. You don't see them posting anything. So when you hear all these small boys that have not seen anything now, I bought car, I bought this, they are posting everything and frustrating everybody. Even the house where they borrow, even the house where nobody their own, they are posting. No. Have you seen that going to come to post? I bought this car, I bought that car. No. Because if you have it, you have it. Most of these people that are flaunting it, they have a reason behind what they are doing. Do you know that people are going to, those cars at the airports that they will put there at the airport? People are going there to take pictures. Say, this is my latest car, landing now. Don't advert car. Don't advert car. Doing that. No, okay. I don't know who saw. My car is out there. I'm a pastor in church on Sunday. People will be going near my car. They'll be taking pictures. They'll be doing. I say, wow.
Maybe they want tap from the grave.
What are they tapping? Can you tap to become a pilot? All those are all the nonsense. Can you tap to become a medical doctor? What are you tapping? It's covetousness and greed. You don't work for 35 years, you want tap. You are 26-year-old. Now so that they tap. Most of you look, I've told you earlier on, religion is more dangerous than the devil. Listen to me. Ignorance is not a demon. You can't cast it out. Many of the problem in our culture is ignorance. And you cannot pray your way out of a problem you behaved your way into. So people come to church and they want a pastor to lay hands on them to become what they are not. I can't lay hands on you. I can't anoint you to become a pilot. So all this anointing for prosperity, anointing for this, you are just anointing as message.
Real quick.
Yeah.
I need to sorry done. Real quick.
Yeah.
When you said something about prayer right now that you can praise to God to make you a millionaire. What if you actually praise to God to make you a millionaire and he sends someone like Davido to give you like 20 million and you start a business from that? Is that prayer not answered?
Okay, so you see, one thing you need to understand is this. Thank God I'm here so I can help you. You see, if I give you 10 million now, you are not a millionaire. You have millions.
Yes.
A millionaire is who you are. Millions is what you have. When you understand the way this works, if you are a 5 million naira person and I give you 20 million, until that 20 million becomes 5 million, your brain will not work. You will waste it, you will give people, you will buy what you don't need, because everything, money will come to your level of internal atmosphere. The more you learn, the more you earn. Your learning capacity determines your earning capacity. And if you're 5 million, so you will buy iPhone, buy this, spend money. When you remain 5 million, you say, what do I do with this money? That's when your brain will start working. It's like somebody that jumps out of a 3,000 bungee jumping, they now say, well, it's 10,000, remove your parachute. That's when your brain will work. If you are a 10 million person and I give you 1 million, that money will go to 10 million by 12. So most of the time we are thinking of urgent 2K, give me this, give me that. No. Become. Read your Bible. This born again thing we are talking about. Read it. When the man came to Jesus, we are always thinking, what must I do to inherit eternal life? Focus on what must I do? And God said, no, except a man be. You must be. Being is more important than doing. When you become it, you have to become rich to attract riches. You have to become wealthy to attract wealth. So you have to focus on becoming the kind of person that can be entrusted with that money.
It to get it.
So you have to become it. So what besides so when I'm saying what I'm saying, I know what I'm talking about. You have to become it. So we should focus on becoming the kind of person that can be trusted with that kind of resources. Because there's kingdom wealth, there's worldly wealth. In the kingdom wealth is not acquired. Kingdom wealth is entrusted. He has to trust you before you can put wealth in your hand. In the world, you can make money through Babylon and all those stuff, but at the end of the day, you see what happens to the life of people.
And it's really very, very clear. And, just listening to this conversation, reminiscing on how many years that one must have spent to acquire education and getting to know certain elements that if you put them to use or you deploy the right action, you're definitely going to see results. It's really very, very mind-blowing. And parents have a very, very important role to play. Dr. Olumide gave us Pastor Olumide gave us the example of the mother that would say, you talk too much, action. You're definitely going to see results. It's really very, very mind-blowing. And parents have a very, very important role to play. Dr. Olumide gave us Pastor Olumide gave us the example of the mother that would say, you talk too much. But when he can realize, say, that talk too much when that pikin they talk. When they say, if they use am well, now see the person they benefit from am. So parents should always pay attention. Elderly people who should know should always pay attention. Try as much as you can to identify quickly and see how you can guide them.
Just an extension to give you an insight of what it is in bettering your life. Education is good, but go for the education that will cause you to create job and not to look up to people to give you job. Master degree, PhD holders, still looking out for somebody to give you government job. Create job. The hint of wise is quite sufficient. The one who has ears, let him hear. So we have the time. My name is Rufus Divine Cunning. I lead and not follow first among equals. Of course, I'm destined for greatness. The Positive Show returns on tomorrow. Let's keep the peace and play safe. Only Liberians can build Liberia. You may go north, south, east, and west. You naturalize yourself. The name Liberia would never depart you. You always be called an American Liberian, a Liberian Ghanaian, a Ghanaian Liberian. So let's understand that only us can develop our country, make it a better place for us. Let us hold to the fire, the feet of our leaders. If we are to criticize them, we must come up with recommendations that will better our society. Have yourselves a wonderful and God bless day. Bye-bye.